Hello, a good day. I believe it's December 20th, 2018. Just wanted to provide another update. I'm the revoked civil servant, Philip Branton, and thanks for taking time to check this GoFundMe campaign out. This portion of the update, I think I'm going to have a couple of different segments today. Because since my last update, obviously, certain chains of events have transpired. I guess as the first example, and I will link this into the comments here with the article or this update. If you remember earlier in the week, there was a big media thing about General Flynn being sentenced for his, lying to the FBI. Said President Trump's former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn on Tuesday requested to postpone his sentencing for lying to the FBI agents about his contacts with Russian ambassador until his cooperation with federal prosecutors is fully complete. Well, yes, this really happened. Okay. It's news, but it's the data value along a timeline and how it's manipulated. It's examples like these that I offer for you to consider in your own cases, in your own daily, day-to-day lives. Because these issues are relatable. The data is relatable. Of course, it goes into the art. I mean, it's a good article. I'm not going to steal any thunder here. I don't want to get in any trouble. I'm going to link to it and all that kind of good stuff. But as far as outtakes, talks about his sentencing. This is from thehill.com. And there's other. You can go into a Google search and you can get different ones, a little bit different perspective. What I want to offer, though, for your consideration, is the verification part of it. How history is used. Okay? It's how real news can actually be a prime example of information operations and psyops. So think back about the movie Patton and its history. You can go back in and see how certain actions that were taken were manipulated. Okay? During the war, all the public knew one thing. But afterwards, once Patton was dead, other facts came out. In the movie, they said, at the very end, Omar Bradley's telling him, hey, you slapping that soldier may have been, might have helped win the war, But it was how they used, how media operations were used to use him as a decoy. While they had all these people following him around Malta and Cairo and, Athens or wherever he went, while he was on sabbatical. Okay? Eerily, the data sets may be comparable. Okay? Yes, Michael Flynn took certain actions. They may have violated certain laws. But in the article, as it's detailing some of the facts, especially how he communicates. It's kind of like Hillary, all over again with that server and the email. Because anybody in the State Department knows how all that's tracked. Allowing her to have that tap in, that was pre-planned. So the same thing with Mr. Flynn and how he is communicating. Okay, so he's not stupid. Now think about the dynamics. Think about the dynamics. Think about the dynamics to his family. His children, they don't have any idea. Oh, Dad's going to prison. His wife. She probably doesn't know. Well, it's how this is being used. What you're seeing over here is maybe it's totally different. Data don't lie. History repeats itself. So, I mean, it tells about him being, on a beach making a telephone call. Come on, If he wanted to talk securely with that, there's ways of doing that. No. So, it raises certain validity on what data and how it's being manipulated behind the scenes. Okay? Because it has huge ramifications. Huge ramifications. It's talking about, of course, the conversations and the coordination, quote unquote, they're having with the Russians prior to the elections. Huh? We collude with the Russians up there in the International Space Station. I think I've said that once before, but come on, Also, how the judge reacts is very key. How the judge reacts. There's a couple of different ways of taking that. The looking at that network of history, communications. How the judge reacted was highly irregular. Obviously, from the type of data he's seen, he probably realizes what reverberations and dominoes are going to be happening in the future and how it could actually affect his own position as judge. That's what I think's at play, because he realizes what's happening and what position Mueller, Flynn, and other political operatives are placing him in. So that's why I wanted to link to this article and give it to you for food for thought. Think about the data, the communications. Okay? When you read this article, what's it not? What is the whole in the article? Okay? There's a reason this is news. Okay? Now, think about the difference in how this is, the data set behind this and everything, the repercussions, the timing of it. December, right before the Christmas holidays, after November elections. Okay. So all of that, those dominoes and how they're being staged on a timeline. A timeline that affects you. Between now and March, well, everything's being structured before his next sentencing appearance. So think about along that timeline between, let's say, 1st of January and Super Bowl, and then after the Super Bowl to March. Okay? Think about financial, stock implications, the whole 9 yards. Okay? The reaction Trump had in saying good luck. It's no different than the general in Bastogne saying nuts. Okay? So that's how important history is. So this is one of the first examples. I know it's going on 12 minutes or so. I'm going to stop this here and start another segment on some of the other examples that I've got. So this will end like segment 1. Hopefully you'll want to be interested in what segment 2 is. I think I'm going to have 3 or 4. 4, the last one, it's really going to be worth it. I'm kind of building up. Now see, if you were to actually notice what my avatar has been, it's been a picture of a hurricane and how a hurricane builds and builds and builds and builds over time. Sucking up data, sucking up energy. Well, this is kind of an example of it. We're going to have some fun. So, but I will link to this article. So once you read that little excerpt, you can link on it. You can read it yourself, okay? And think about, all right, okay. Well, let's verify Chris here. Okay. So, end of 1, 2's coming up. See you on that side. Thanks.